Hello my crafty friends, it's Tiffany and thanks for joining me today for tip number 9 and how to organize your craft supplies. And today we are talking about stencils. There's lots of great ways to organize stencils. I'm going to show you a few of them. One of my favorites is just to use one of our 12 by 12 binders and a variety of the scrap rack storage pages. So this is the Trader's 12 storage page. It's perfect for those smaller 3 by 4 little stencils, right? So different, like the letter stencils, which are so popular. If you've got these smaller trading card size stencils, all of those are going to fit perfectly. Your brass stencils, all of them together in one place, grouped by size. And then of course I use a cataloging system, so I know where everything is. I'm going to talk about that in tip number 19, so don't miss out on that. We get here, this is the Fabulous 4 scrap rack page, which has 4 pockets that are 6 by 6, a really popular stencil size. And I want to show you a little trick here. I'm going to pull these out of this pocket. So in this pocket, I have 3 6 by 6 stencils, and I've used labeling tabs or shut your flap tabs to label them. Especially because this one in the middle, the Moroccan screen, I wouldn't be able to see it even when I flip the page, right? So you can put up to 5 stencils in a pocket. Here's if you looked at it from the other side, right? If I flip the page, zigzag Moroccan screen dots. One of the things I've started doing, I guess, is labeling both sides of any label tab that I put on something. And then no matter how I set it down or how I put it away, I can see the tab from either side. So there's a little tip for you. Take that extra second, label both sides. I print my labels with my little P-Touch machine because I don't like the way my penmanship looks. But if you like your penmanship, you can just write on both sides of the label tab. The other thing that I want you to notice, this one I put some washi tape on so it's a little bit more obvious what's going on here, is that I've created this little pocket, right, to hold my stencil. Why? A couple of reasons. One, it just adds another layer of protection. In this situation where I've got 3 different stencils, if I didn't have them with the little backer piece behind it, it would be hard to pull them out, right? All the little, not so much the dot one, but these guys, right? They get hung up on each other, right? So if you're trying to slide them in and out, it's gonna be a pain in the neck. So if you just make this super simple little pocket, and I just cut it to be slightly larger than my 6 by 6 stencil, then you can slide them in and out really easily into the pocket. Even if you've only got 1 stencil in your pocket, still putting the backer piece on there is really helpful because you can only, as you're sliding something into the pocket, hold open the front of the pocket or the back of the pocket to keep, again, the little edges from hanging on there. So if you've got the piece of paper behind the little pocket, then you're just gonna have to hold the front of the pocket out and then slide it in. So it makes it really easy to do that. I'm gonna put these in, same thing, it's gonna be really easy because I can lift up the dot one and slide the others, as long as I have them lined up, which I don't. I can lift up the dot one and slide the other 2 pockets right in behind with no problem. So then, again, there we go. All of them are really visible and really easy to get to. I know exactly where they are. Now, some products come already with the little lip. So I just cut the head of the top of the package off this and kept the cardboard part of the package, and that created my own little lip for sliding that in and out as well. So any of those things are gonna work that same way. And again, any of the different sizes. So this is just an 8.5 by 11 page protector for those bigger, for like 8.5 by 11 size stencils. And then I use the 12 by 12 page protector to hold the 12 by 12 stencils. Again, this one you can see the packaging. I just flipped it upside down and that created for me, right, that little lip pocket. So it came to me this way. Of course, the stencil was this way in it. And I just flipped it around and kept the packaging. One other nice thing about that is you've got a nice background behind your stencil, which means you're going to actually be able to see what that stencil looks like, as opposed to if you didn't have this background behind there, you would see through the pages all the different stencils rather than really having sort of a clear picture of what that background looks like. So a 12 by 12 craft binder with scrap rack pages is a great way to store stencils. And then if you like to take your stencils with you to an event, it's really easy to grab the whole binder. There are other ways though. So let me just pull this over here. This is a die stamp and supply organizer. You've seen it multiple times probably. And here I've got my 6x6 stencils just in the 6x6 pockets. Same thing, I've got the little lip at the bottom, label tabs at the top. These work great in the die stamp and supply organizer. If you have a place in your craft room where you can have things open and accessible, that's always easier. You're going to get more use out of them. But that was a perfect way to organize those stencils. Now, the 6x6 tab divider pockets, the 8x8, the 12x12, those can all be used in fab files as well. So if you prefer to keep things in a fab file rather than, I'm looking to see here, let me grab a 6x6 box here. If you prefer to keep your stencils in a fab file box, again, 6x6, 8x8, 12x12, you can do that as well, or in something like this, or like this, where all the sizes fit together. That's it for today's tip about getting your stencils organized. Don't forget to join me for tip number 19 when I talk about cataloging, and you'll get a better idea what all of the madness is for all the numbers on all my labels. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you tomorrow.